The moment the world had been waiting for. Actor Takeru Sato has finally made his move. Leading his project, 10 Blank, Sato kicked off his very first solo Asia tour in Taipei, where the venue erupted in a cinematic wave of passion and energy. Breathtaking stage effects, overwhelming presence, and a storm of tears and cheers from fans. Every second marked the birth of a legend. Next stop, Seoul, South Korea. What new miracle will unfold there? An epic story shaking all of Asia has just begun, and you won't want to miss a single moment. As the stage lights slowly dimmed, a deep silence blanketed the entire venue. The rhythmic beating of thousands of hearts pulsed like a single sound throughout the arena. Then, on the massive screen, a scene from Glass Heart appeared. The iconic moment where Naoki Fujitani, the lonely genius musician, finds salvation through music. The instant the video faded to black, Takeru Sato emerged from the shadows and stepped forward onto the stage. All eyes locked on him. For a moment, time seemed to stop. His hand gripped the microphone tightly, and in the next breath, his voice cut through the stillness. Clear, powerful, and full of emotion. With just the first note, the air trembled. It was as if his voice reached directly into the hearts of every person in the audience. The first song, Melody and Crystal, one of the most beloved tracks from the drama, echoed through the hall. Sato's voice carried a rare balance. Delicate yet fierce, gentle yet unyielding. From the soft, whisper-like low tones to the soaring, passionate high notes, waves of emotion rolled over the audience. During the chorus, the blue and white lights from fans' glow sticks illuminated the venue, creating a breathtakingly ethereal scene. Sato closed his eyes briefly, pouring unspoken feelings into every note. In that moment, no one could look away. When the song ended, the crowd erupted into thunderous applause and cheers. Sato smiled shyly and waved, and the audience responded with even louder screams. Then he greeted the crowd in Mandarin, Daijia Hao. Hello everyone! The venue burst into laughter and warmth. It felt like a family reunion rather than a concert. With heartfelt sincerity, he continued, I'm so happy to be here in Taipei again. The honesty in his voice brought tears to many eyes. During the talk segment, Sato spoke with excitement about visiting the night market since arriving in Taipei. He described the flavor of Xiaolongbao, the charm of the streets, and the kindness of the people. His stories felt so casual and human that fans got to see a side of him they rarely glimpse on screen. The real Takeru Sato, not just the star or the actor. When a fan asked, "What do you feel when you perform as Naoki Fujitani on stage?" Sato paused for a moment before replying, Naoki lives between loneliness and hope. His awkward honesty and quiet strength. In many ways, I see myself in him. The quiet nods from the audience showed how deeply his words resonated. Next, the screen displayed hundreds of Emma, small wooden plaques on which fans had written messages. Your music makes my days shine. Fujitani's song changed my life. Meeting you has been my greatest happiness. Each one carried love and gratitude. Sato read them one by one, smiling, laughing softly at times, and saying, "This really makes me happy. I feel so blessed to be loved this much." His gentle tone filled the room with warmth, and many fans once again found themselves in tears. Then the stage went dark, and the soft sound of a piano began to flow. The next song was Chasing Blurry Lines. Its bittersweet melody intertwined sadness and hope. Sato's voice rose and fell gracefully, and behind him, on the screen, scenes from Glass Heart played. Naoki meeting his bandmates, growing through music, finding connection through sound. The audience held their breath. In that instant, fiction and reality melted together completely. As Sato sang the final line, he smiled faintly, eyes still closed, as if he had found peace within the song. A spotlight shone in the center of the stage, revealing footage from the Yokohama performance. Messages from Keita Machida, Yu Miyazaki, and Jun Shirsun, his bandmates from Glass Heart, appeared. Naoki and Takeru. Wherever we are, we're all hearing the same sound. May this music reach people all across Asia. When their messages ended, the audience erupted in applause once more. A standing ovation not just for a drama, but for a shared bond of friendship that transcended the screen. Then came the surprise of the night. Sato stepped off the stage and walked down into the audience. Fans gasped and screamed in disbelief. The energy in the room surged to another level as he greeted fans up close, making eye contact, waving, smiling gently at each of them. Some were crying, some simply stood frozen in awe. When he stopped and nodded softly toward a fan who couldn't hold back tears, it was as if the invisible barrier between artist and audience had vanished. All that remained was a genuine human connection, a shared heartbeat between performer and fan. When he returned to the stage, Sato stood silently for a moment before speaking. To me, Naoki Fujitani isn't just a character. He taught me how important it is to face others through music. The audience responded with spontaneous applause. After a pause, he continued, "For my last song tonight, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all of you." He sat down at the piano. As the lights dimmed once again, the hall filled with the gentle notes of the piano. It was the intro to Ian Xenia, Eternal Eve. Each keystroke shimmered softly through the air, blending with the night's emotion. His voice, quiet but powerful, reached deep into every heart. Each lyric seemed to dissolve into the air like a prayer. Tears rolled down faces across the venue. On the screen, the final scene of Glass Heart appeared faintly, showing Naoki's world merging with Sato's reality. Fiction and truth intertwined, becoming one beautiful story. When the song ended, Sato bowed deeply. For several long seconds, the venue was completely silent. Then a wave of applause broke out, growing louder and louder until it became a roar of pure admiration. With tears glimmering in his eyes, Sato said softly, "Wanan, good night," in Chinese before leaving the stage. His back as he walked away carried both the dignity of a true performer and the warmth of a man who loves his fans deeply. Outside the venue, the energy lingered long after the show ended. Fans gathered, their voices buzzing with excitement. It was like a dream. It felt like Naoki Fujitani was truly here. Sato's performance was on another level. On social media, hashtags like #10_TP and #TakeruSatoLive soared into global trends as fans across the world shared their emotions from that unforgettable night. This Asia tour, beginning in Taipei, will continue to Seoul, Hong Kong, and Bangkok. The Seoul performance promises brand new staging and surprises, and expectations are already sky high. Many wonder how 10blank will be received in Korea's dynamic K-pop scene. But one thing is certain: Sato's art transcends borders, languages, and genres. It speaks the universal language of music and emotion. The bond between the members of 10blank, portrayed in the drama through friendship, struggle, and passion, mirrors Sato's own journey as an artist. As both an actor and a performer, he has never stopped challenging himself. That unyielding spirit has now captivated audiences across Asia. His fans are no longer mere spectators. They are co-authors in his story, walking alongside him, heart to heart. Even after the final lights dimmed, no one wanted to leave the venue. People lingered, holding on to the magic of the night. The echo of Sato's voice, the warmth of the piano, the shimmering glow of blue lights, all of it remained in their hearts like fragments of a dream. It felt as though one story had ended, but another had just begun. That night, the true meaning of 10blank from Glass Heart became clear. Even fragile hearts, like glass, can shine again when touched by music and human connection. The stage Sato created was a symbol of that truth. His voice lingered in the cool Taipei night, carried gently by the wind, spreading far and wide, beyond the city, beyond borders, into the endless Asian sky. The morning after the concert, Taipei was still cloaked in calm, yet traces of the previous night's euphoria lingered everywhere. In cafes near the venue, fans gathered in small groups, replaying videos on their phones and reliving the magic. That piano scene made me cry, one said softly. His voice during Ian Xenia was like something out of a movie. It felt as if Naoki Fujiya actually existed. Every word carried deep gratitude and awe for the miraculous night they had witnessed. It wasn't just a concert, it was the moment when actor Takeru Sato, through the character he portrayed, transcended the line between fiction and reality and touched people's hearts directly. As preparations began for the second leg of the tour, Sato was already up early, seated in the hotel lounge with his team. The staff discussed lighting cues, sound adjustments, and stage layout for the upcoming Seoul performance. Sato, notebook open, jotted down his own ideas, not as a producer or director, but as a true artist obsessed with atmosphere and detail. He glanced out the window, watching the morning light stretch over Taipei's skyline, and murmured quietly, "Let's carry the energy of this city to Seoul." Later that day, Sato sat down for interviews with Taiwanese media. One reporter asked, "10 Blank has become more than just a fictional band from a drama. How do you see this phenomenon?" Sato smiled gently. "It's surreal that music born from a drama now lives in the real world. But it just shows how deeply people felt it with their hearts." Behind his calm expression was a quiet sincerity, a truth about an artist who lives for authentic connection rather than spectacle. He went on, "Naoki Fujiya is a man who carries pain but transforms it into music. As an actor, I've met many kinds of emotions through different roles. Pain, hope, loneliness. This tour is about delivering those same human emotions through sound." When asked what music meant to him now, he paused for a moment before smiling again. "Music is the language we use to connect with someone, even in silence." That night, in his hotel room lit only by a small lamp, Sato sat at a piano. He was testing a new arrangement for Ian Xenia, adding softer, more fragile tones. For him, it was more than preparation. It was a letter to his audience. Each note he played was a message, each pause a breath between him and the world. The line between Sato the actor and Fujiya the character was gone. They had become one. The next day at the airport, hundreds of fans gathered to see him off. Many held handmade signs reading, "Thank you Takeru," and "See you in Seoul." Sato waved, making eye contact with as many fans as he could. He wasn't just a celebrity waving to a crowd. He was a man keeping his promise to those who believed in him. As he approached the gate, a staff member informed him, "Seoul tickets are completely sold out." He laughed lightly. "That's amazing. Now I just have to make sure I give them everything I've got." When Sato landed in Seoul, the scene was electric. Reporters and fans filled the airport, cameras flashing like starlight. A journalist asked, "What are your thoughts heading into your Seoul performance?" Sato replied softly but firmly, "I promise to give you the best night possible." His words were few, but they carried weight. Simple, honest, and powerful, just like the man himself. The Seoul concert took place at the COEX Arena, one of Korea's premier venues. Even during rehearsal, the air was charged with focus. Technicians adjusted lights and sound levels while Sato stood silently at center stage, gazing across the empty seats. His footsteps echoed as he took a deep breath. "Let's make sure they feel this," he whispered. Something began to burn quietly within him. When showtime arrived, the venue was packed. Fans waved glowing light sticks, shouting, "10 Blank, Sarangi." The words, "10 Blank" from Glass Heart, Seoul, appeared on the massive screen, and the crowd erupted. The lights dimmed, and the opening chords of Matrix thundered through the hall. Sato emerged on stage to an explosion of cheers. Sound so powerful it seemed to shake the walls. And yet, amid the chaos, he sang with calm intensity, his voice carrying purpose. His vocals that night were even stronger, deeper than in Taipei. Between songs, he spoke a few words in Korean, "Thank you all for coming tonight." The audience answered with "Sarangi" and "Kenchana." "You're okay, we love you." It was a moment when language ceased to matter, and only emotion remained. Many fans were crying. Sato pressed a hand to his chest and smiled. "Music really does cross borders," he said quietly. Midway through the concert, Sato paused to speak to the crowd. In the drama, Naoki Fujiya used music to heal his loneliness. But tonight, it's your smiles that are healing me. I'm not acting right now, I'm living. The crowd erupted into applause that echoed like a heartbeat. He began singing Glass Heart, and his voice was as gentle as the wind, reaching every corner of the hall. Later in the show, a video montage appeared on the big screen. Footage from the Taipei concert, intertwined with fan messages collected from social media. "Your song is my hope. Glass Heart changed my life." As the words appeared, Sato's eyes softened. "This," he murmured, "is why I exist." Finally, it was time for the encore. Sitting at the piano again, Sato took a slow breath and began playing Ian Xenia. The entire arena fell silent. Only his voice and the piano echoed, delicate and haunting. As he looked over the audience, tears glimmered in his eyes, but he smiled through them. "Thank you, Soul," he said softly. "I've received all of your hearts." The audience raised their lights, filling the room with a sea of stars. It was a moment of pure unity, artist and audience breathing as one. Backstage afterward, Sato drank water quietly and sank into a chair. "That was incredible," a staff member said. He smiled faintly. "Thanks to everyone. Taipei's night, Seoul's night, they're treasures to me." There was serenity in his voice, but his eyes burned with determination. Next would be Hong Kong, then Bangkok. The journey was far from over. As the tour continued, Ten Blank evolved from a fictional band into a living phenomenon. Fans across Asia connected through hashtags and shared clips that went viral. Songs from Glass Heart re-entered streaming charts. Critics began calling Sato the man who erased the line between fiction and reality. Every word, every note, even his silences moved people deeply. He wasn't just a star anymore. He was someone living inside a story. For the grand finale in Bangkok, Sato had a surprise in store. Near the end of the performance, he stepped into the spotlight and announced something that sent the audience into a frenzy. The official production of a Glass Heart sequel, and the debut of a brand new song, Glass. The crowd roared in disbelief and joy. "Through this journey," he said, "I realized something. Even a fragile heart, like glass, can shine again when it meets others. I want to prove that through music." As his voice echoed across the Bangkok night, he was no longer just an actor performing a role. He was an artist bearing his soul. The stage lights shimmered like constellations, illuminating faces wet with tears and smiles. In the final moment, Sato placed the microphone down gently and bowed deeply. "Thank you," he said. "Your hearts are my music." The lights dimmed slowly, leaving only a faint glimmer floating in the air, like stardust. And so, the Ten Blank Asia tour came to an end. But for those who witnessed it, the story was far from over. His songs, his words, his quiet sincerity, they continued to resonate across borders and languages. What Takeru Sato showed was more than entertainment. It was a collision between dream and reality, proof that art can breathe life into the impossible. Across Asia, fans whispered the same thought in different languages but with one shared heartbeat. This wasn't just a tour. It was a miracle.